What's up, everybody? John Charmijo here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an album review to do for you, and I'm going to show it to you right now. This is the new album from the band Imprecation, entitled Damnatio Ad Bestias. This is released on Dark Descent Records. Now, if you're not too familiar with this band, they are based out of Houston, Texas, and the best way to describe the sound of this band would be a very traditional, occult, blasphemous style of death metal. Yeah. Imprecation are without question one of the most synonymous and notable names when it comes to classic Texas death metal, or death metal from Houston in general. This is a band that is very well known for putting out a series of really awesome demos and compilation releases throughout the 90s. Preferably demos and EPs such as Ceremony of the Nine Angles, Sigil of Baphomet, of course, the compilation that included most of those releases, Therugia Goetia Sama, just some really evil, twisted death metal with great vocals and lyrics, awesome riffs, awesome keyboard usage. This band was just one of a kind. But then as the later 2000s progressed, we got a comeback of sorts from this band in the form of many different releases like Sigil of Lucifer and the Jehovah Denied demo, which I still think is some of the best material Imprecation has been putting out lately. But in 2013, we got the first official full-length album from them entitled Satanae Tenebris Infinita. That album was a long time in the making and planning, but that album was to me, and still is to me, a masterpiece of Texas death metal. It still holds up very well, and ever since then, this band has been continuously active on the warpath, playing live shows, making music, and putting out the occasional release or two. I think the last time I heard a release from this band was the split that they did with Blasphemous a couple of years ago. Of course, another great Houston-based death metal band that's just as awesome as this band is, but yeah. Moving forward to now, we have the second full-length album from Imprecation entitled Damnatio Ad Bestias. When I found out that Imprecation was putting out a brand new full-length in 2019, I was extremely excited. I was looking forward to seeing and hearing what the next logical step for this band was going to be. Of course, we got a music video in the form of Temple of the Foul Spirit, which if you haven't seen that music video, it's probably one of the best lyric videos you'll ever see and come across, because the imagery and the visuals definitely match up to the music and the lyrics. I think you should definitely check that out, but yeah. Damnatio Ad Bestias, the second Imprecation album. It's 8 tracks and it clocks in at around 37 minutes in length, so we have a little bit of a shorter record this time around, but I wouldn't mistake a shorter record for not having any sort of gusto or evilness behind it, because I think with Damnatio Ad Bestias we get another piece of killer death metal from Imprecation, but I think it's a lot stronger, it's a lot better, and I would definitely put this very high on some of the best death metal I've heard in 2019 so far. This is just some straight up evil, brilliant shit. Going back to the song Temple of the Foul Spirit, I definitely feel this is a very strong way to open up an album with the riffs, the undertones. It's just so despicably evil. I love how the direction this song takes with the guitar playing and the slow-paced drums, and then when things get to pick up and be a little faster, that's when you get a little bit more aggression from this band. But going to the guitar playing, I think that's what makes this Imprecation album sound so sinister and sound so good. These riffs are so awesome. I love the solo work too. I mean, going to songs like Baptized in Satan's Blood, the title track, The Shepherd and the Flock, just some seriously top-notch guitar playing going on here. I love the solo work. It's very intricate, very detailed, but the main story of this album is how deep and how punishing these riffs are, going to another track like Morbid Crucifixion, which I think is really killer. I've been hearing a lot of consensus about this album having a little bit of a Morbid Angel sort of influence, like on Covenant to be specific, and I can kind of see where they're coming from with that sort of influence and execution here on Damnatio Ad Bestias, but here these riffs definitely have that classic sort of Imprecation sound quality going for them, and I think it's really, really awesome. The bass work on here is very good, very solid bottom end to accompany a lot of these riffs and guitar playing that's being done throughout this album, and I definitely think that this album has a much better quality when it comes to the production and overall sound. I mean, the last album had a really good production sound, but this time around, I think it's a little bit more homegrown and natural here. When it comes to the drumming, of course, Ruben I would consider to be one of the major heartbeats of Imprecation with his drumming style. Very straight to the point, a lot of blasts, a lot of slow, intricate doom, mid-pace sort of parts, but when he plays fast, he definitely gets the job done. I love his pace, his stamina, his speed. It's just incredible to see him play drums the way that he does, and it really sounds awesome, especially for some of the lengthier moments on this album, like Ageless Ones of None and The Shepherd and the Flock. Just some really, really great stuff being done here. And another thing that I really love about Imprecation is, of course I mentioned it earlier, is the subtle usage of keyboards. I really love the usage of keyboards here in this band. I definitely think that in the case of Imprecation, these keyboards fit and play and sound really, really good. It's dark, it's ominous, it's not distracting. It definitely gets the job done in all of those parts. And I think it's really killer. And when it comes to the vocals, of course, David is a great, great frontman and vocalist. And here on this album, you get some of his more unbridled rage and aggression when it comes to his vocal stylings. It's very, very powerful, very well worded, very well structured. I think going back to the track The Shepherd and the Flock, fuck your God, fuck your Jesus Christ, fuck your Lord. You know, that sort of blasphemous shit going on when it comes to him doing those lyrics. It's really, really strong and solid coming from David. And throughout the majority of this record, his vocals and lyrics do some tremendous, tremendous work here. And honestly, this band, his vocals and lyrics embody the spirit of what Imprecation are all about. So overall, I think this is a much, much better and stronger record than Satanae Tenebris and Veneta. I think this band is continuing to fully grow and come along for having been in this metal underground for so long with their music style. It's so strong, it's so entertaining, it's so powerful, but I definitely feel this is what genuine underground death metal is all about. If you are a fan of this band's body of work, if you're into their first album, I think you're going to love Damnatio Ad Bestias just that much more. I definitely will be talking about this again towards the year's end. This is definitely one of my favorite death metal records of 2019 so far. So, if I had to think of any personal favorite tracks, I would definitely have to say Temple of the Foul Spirit, Baptized in Satan's Blood, The Shepherd and the Flock, Ageless Ones of Nine. Just some seriously strong tracks. This whole album is worth listening to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you some links in the description box as to how you can get a hold of this album and listen to it. I will leave you a link to the Dark Descent Records Bandcamp page where you can listen to this album in its entirety, hear it for yourself, and be your own judge as to whether you think it's worthy of being purchased or not. You can stream it by digitally. It is available physically as a CD and 12-inch vinyl. Of course, what I have in my hand is a 12-inch vinyl version. There you see this full, huge artwork. Of course, I think the CD has the Imprecation logo on it, but I think this is a much cooler thing to have just the artwork in its pure, unedited, unaltered display here. Very, very killer shit. Back cover with track listings, the current day Imprecation lineup. The LP version does come with a download code and a couple of other interesting goodies. There you have a lyric sheet with credits and information. You have this fold-out poster, which I think is a really, really nice fold-out poster. There you see the Imprecation logo here, the badass artwork. And the vinyl version comes on standard black vinyl, and the version that I got on this really nice dark red with black swirl marbling going on here. This is absolutely beautiful. You have to see this record in person to appreciate how beautiful this shit is. Really, really high quality on this record, and it sounds phenomenal. Job well done by Dark Descent Records getting this one put out. So yeah. Again, the album is Damnatio Ad Bestias by Imprecation. This is released on Dark Descent Records. Go check this one out. This is mandatory purchasing. And for a score, I'm going to give this the highest score I can possibly give, and that is a perfect 10 out of 10. Texas death metal is alive and well, and Imprecation are keeping that flame forever burning. So if you've happened to have heard this album, definitely let me know what you think about it, how you feel about it, how you think it compares to their previous release, or any of you guys into Imprecation. Definitely let me know. I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel. Until the next time, Army Ho out.